G'day guys, I'm just going to do something different today, and I just published an article on my website, the Amateur Austrian. The URL is freedomonline.blog, and the name of the article is "The Great Reset Will Be the Great Default." So here we go. There's no way in hell this pumped up, debt-fueled bubble has got much longer before the defaults are cascading their way through every market at every level throughout the world. The creative destruction of the market will clear the malinvestment while the central planners totally lose control. They may hit you with a social credit score on your central bank digital token, but you will ignore their worthless currency and trade another way. The central planners at the World Economic Forum are no different from the Politburo in the Soviet Union. They made everyone so poor the people said enough is enough, your system has failed. One example of the ridiculousness of central planning in the Soviet era had the Politburo telling the chandelier company how many tons of chandeliers to make every year. The very people who gave the directive to produce chandeliers by their weight found out the hard way when the chandeliers started falling out of the ceiling and killing them at the oligarch dinner table. Today's central planner collapse will not repeat exactly as the collapses of the past, but it will rhyme. It'll rhyme with the fall of Rome. It'll rhyme with the fall of the Soviet Union, the 1929 stock market crash, and many other empire crumbling examples in history. The defaults will bring us back to earth. The clearing of the burden of debt will allow money to trade freely as a real commodity again. Money will be whatever you want it to be. It will be whatever you trust. It will be what others accept. Not far down the track, for your labour, you will only accept the real commodity that you know any other market participant will accept. This commodity will be the best store of value on earth. The best store of value in the past 5,000 to 6,000 years. The best store of value that has been for all of human history is gold. The free market will take us to a trimetallic system of day-to-day trading and wealth preservation. In the trimetallic system, all goods and services will most likely be traded for one of the three metals depending on the size of the transaction. The three metals will be silver, gold and copper. Yes, copper. We will use copper for small trades like buying groceries, and silver for larger trades like vehicles, and gold as savings or purchases of land, for example. This great reset the modern socialists think they have planned will be the great default. The great default can happen honestly, like a confession, where you let the party know that you owe the money to that you cannot pay. Go bankrupt and clear the debt. Or it can happen dishonestly by creating more currency to pay the debt. Another word for it is counterfeiting. History suggests the counterfeiters will counterfeit until the currency is worthless. It's still a default, just a dishonest default, like continuing to lie when you're caught out. That is not to say in the future there will be no credit, but credit will come from savings, not central bank bond purchases of government debt and fractional reserve loans to real estate speculators. Credit will be available to entrepreneurs wanting to add value to the market through production, for it is production that drives an economy, not spending, as so many wrong-headed economists and Politburo pundits will have you believe. As we get closer to the point of currency collapse, the pensioners in the Western world that thought the government was going to look after them in their retirement will see the lie when the currency they are paid in will not buy their groceries or pay their power bill. The fraud will be realised and alternatives sought. By the time we get to that stage, most of us will not bother working for digital dollars or central bank digital currencies. We will refuse to accept the fake money. We will no longer pay tax, which is at present a shell game where the central bank, government and commercial banks issue the currency from nothing in the first place and take a percentage off the average worker or employer, who are workers also, to trick them into thinking the currency is money. From the CEO to the trolley collector at the supermarket, everyone will be awake to the fraud. Part of my solution is after making sure that at least half of my net worth is saved in physical precious metals, just in case of a serious collapse when there may be no power or internet and I'm cooking kangaroo on an open fire. I'm now saving in KAU. KAU and KAG are the alternative to the worthless central bank digital token the central planners will try and force upon you. One KAU is a digital token on the blockchain that is a representation of 1 gram of gold stored in a vault. 1 KAG corresponds to 1 ounce of silver in a vault. Because I live in Australia, every time I purchase a KAU, there is a corresponding audited gram of gold stored in a vault in Sydney. Depending on where you are reading this article or listening to it on the podcast, the vault may be in Hong Kong, Singapore, New York, London, Dubai, Zurich, or Liechtenstein. The real benefit of owning especially KAU is the yield. Every transaction in the new money system attracts a 0.22% to 0.245% fee. There is a small cost when it comes to transacting in real commodities like money. Some of this transaction fee is then paid out to existing KAU holders, currently at a rate of 6%, which is actually paid in gold. The account will essentially attract a rate of interest paid in money that holds its value against all other commodities and currencies. It offers protection from inflation and pays a 6% yield in inflation-proof gold, not in dollars or any other currency. The new money system is called Kinesis Money. The gold and silver in the vaults are audited twice a year by Inspectorate, who are specialists, precious metals inspectors, and the results are published on the Kinesis website. I believe Kinesis Money will be one of the digital blockchain answers to the great default. One of Kinesis Money's founders and directors, Andrew Maguire, was a whistleblower that called out the hedge funds and commercial banks for selling millions of ounces of paper silver in the dead of night to drive the price down so they could buy physical at a discount the following day, which is great work if you can get it, as we used to say in the old days. And if you want to learn more about Kinesis, there are plenty of videos and articles on their website, www.kinesis, that's KINESIS.money, MONEY. No .com, not .com.au or .hk or whatever it is, just www.kinesis.money. And that will explain how it works. Also, if you want to ask me some questions about my experience in setting up the account with Kinesis, you can call me on outside Australia, +61 447 809 808, or within Australia, 0447 809 808. And I'll be happy to walk you through my experience with setting up my Kinesis account. But I am now saving in KAU gold, as well as still buying physical silver and those sort of things. But I think this Kinesis is a really great alternative to the banking system, and it's a step back in time where every unit of account you hold with them, or every promissory note you have now, it's on a blockchain, but it's a representation of a weight of gold or silver, and it's fully audited and internationally recognized by bullion dealers. So fantastic way to save up for a house deposit or whatever you want to do, and your savings will not be eaten away by inflation. So thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. For those of you on the podcast, I'll see you on the next one.